Hello and welcome to the TID Water and Power Podcast. I'm your host, Constance Anderson, and on this month's episode, we're discussing the district's education programs. Students are preparing to head back to the classroom as a new school year begins. But for TID, education is a year-round endeavor. From community events, classroom activities, and multimedia programming like video tours or this podcast, the district is happy to share resources and help educate the community we serve on how we work with power and water, and how to stay safe around both. On this episode, I'm joined by TID Communications Specialist Lisa McMullen to discuss the various education programs available for students, teachers, and the general public. Lisa, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Great. So let's start with you giving us a little bit of information on your background with the district.
So I joined the district in 2020 as a communications specialist, and my primary role is to develop new programs and engage with customers and our employees. So I also support the creation of our publications. Before joining the district, I worked in higher education for the last decade or so, and my primary role in higher education was to build engagement programs and connect with our alumni base, friends, and community.
This is the 28th episode of the TID Water and Power Podcast, and while I've enjoyed every single one of them, I'm especially excited today to feature a member of my team, the Communications Division. It's the communications team that produces the TID Water and Power Podcast, and I'd like to give a shout out to producer Brandon and his efforts from start to finish in making this podcast sound so great each and every time. But I love that we have the opportunity to talk about some of the other great work that comes out of the division. We are small in numbers, but mighty in the multitude of quality projects and programs that communications produces. So I'm going to stop bragging on my team for a minute to ask you, Lisa, if you would start by telling our listeners a little bit about the communications division and what exactly we are responsible for.
Of course. Communication resides under our External Affairs Department, which is essentially the public-facing arm of the district. Under your leadership, Constance, the Communications Division creates and implements all of our strategic communications for the district. So that includes internal and external communications. That can be from social media, digital media, maintaining our website, this podcast, as you said, videos that we create, all of our publications, nearly anything that's sent out to the public has gone through communications in some way. The Communications Division also supports our internal department's efforts. So, for example, if our line crews are working in a community on a restring, we might be supporting them in their efforts to get that communication out to our community, that there might be some impacts in their service. So really, we do quite a bit internally and externally within the Communications Department.
So education then falls under the purview of the Communications Division within External Affairs.
Yeah, so we really see that everything that we do has some sort of component of education. So it's all the materials that we create, all of the videos, any kind of publication that we have, it has some educational element to it. Essentially, we as a division identified all the resources that we had available and the things that we wanted to offer to our community. And so communications became kind of the hub for that. And so for us to then identify things that we have and how we can get those out into our community.
At one time, there was actually a dedicated education specialist whose duties are now spread out a bit more.
Yeah, so currently our education program's a little bit more informal. We still do quite a bit, even though we don't have that education specialist position specifically. All of us within communications play a role within our education programs. Like I shared before, we realized we had a number of resources available to us, and so a lot of things that we wanted to offer the community. So really what communications did, aside from having an education specialist, is just consolidated all of those programs and offerings. We always look for ways to further connect with our community as a community-owned utility. And although the education program is more informal now, we are looking to expand in the coming years as well.
Great. And why was the Communications Division a natural place for TID education programs to live?
So we see communications and education as an interchangeable concept. So essentially everything that we communicate has some sort of educational component to it. In our social media posts, we might highlight something celebratory like a Think Alignment or Water Professionals Day. It could be safety related. So that's checking before you dig. Or if we are seeing some scams that are coming out in our community, we might highlight those as well. So everything that we do has some sort of component of informing and educating our customers.
And what is your role specifically within that education programming?
So essentially, it's bringing in all of these resources that we have available to us and making sure that we're communicating with the right people, receiving requests from the public or school districts, and getting the right information in the right hands. I also have a component of my role is to look at where we might have some gaps in our education efforts. And so look at programs that we can create, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more as we get into the podcast. I'd say sometimes our division in general is kind of like an air traffic controller. So we receive requests and then we have to identify how we're going to facilitate those needs with our community outreach.
All right. So clearly TID has a variety of resources that are available. But let's talk first about some of the educational opportunities that are more tailored to students, specifically like grades K through 12. What can you tell us about those?
Well, we've been doing our outreach to K through 12 for some time. These are like our school presentations. So we get invited to attend a variety of events, and these can range from ag days to career days. And these are things that we really enjoy and appreciate being invited to. For example, our school career days gives us a really good opportunity to get in front of students, have our subject matter experts, people that are actually working in these positions, to get in front of our students and get them excited about a career in water and power. For us, we really see this as an opportunity to steward the next generation of water and power professionals. So that's exciting. We also get invited to participate in in-class presentations, and those topics can range from generation demonstration, water and power education, and also safety presentations. And we always love to share our mission and our operations with our community and our youth. And so that's something that we look to do. And we always strive to reach all of our communities. We have a pretty vast service territory. And so we make a real concerted effort to make sure that we're reaching all of our school districts within our service territory.
Oh, that's great. And if someone was interested in having one of these presentations in their classroom or at their school, how would they go about requesting that?
Well, we hope you do reach out to us. We have a request form on our website, TID.org, and anyone that's interested in receiving a presentation or learning more about our education programs can go there.
Great. TID recently renovated a big part, both literally and figuratively, of our education program. Please tell our listeners about the Mobile Education Center.
Okay, well, I'm excited about this project. The Mobile Education Center goes out to our school events, and we also take it on the road to different community events. It's a 32-foot trailer, and it's full of interactive and education materials. It's designed to be self-guided, where our visitors can learn about the district, water, power, safety, and energy efficiency topics and more.
All right, so tell us about the actual renovation that the trailer underwent.
Yeah, so the trailer has served us well. It was first brought to the district in 2007 and received some small updates over the years. It served us well. So we had an opportunity to update the content and the curriculum, and the renovation was finished in June of this year.
And what were some of the goals going into the renovation?
The goals of the renovation, it really gave us an opportunity to update the content and specifically look at making sure that the content matched academic standards for our classroom. We use this at schools quite a bit. So we were really looking for an opportunity to make sure what we were sharing about the district matched what our students were learning in their classrooms. We also know that our students students and adults alike, we like our tablets and we like more of an interactive way of learning. And so we really geared the renovation to suit those needs. So we have touch screens. It's more graphically appealing, I would say. It was a great trailer to begin with, but how we looked at it with a more modern approach. So maybe less content, fewer words, less things to read, and more interactives, which I think would be more appealing for our youth these days. One of the exciting things for us when we were working on the renovation was an opportunity to work with our subject matter experts. There's a theme with our education programs, as you'll hear. We really lean on our subject matter experts across the district. Communications supports our education programs, but it wouldn't be possible without the people that are actually in the field and working on the projects and managing our operations. So with the education trailer, we brought those subject matter experts in to have them help us think about what was important to have in the trailer as far as what content do we want to have our community and our students know about the district.
Very good. And so what ended up being some of the key demonstration areas in the trailer?
Well, touchscreens was key. We have 2 touchscreens within the trailer that our visitors can interact with. One will have a feature on the history of TID. There's an interactive model of identifying where our power supply comes from. So where does our energy come from? And it'll map what is renewable versus non-renewable. There's also a glossary, which is kind of interesting. There's a lot of terms that we use across the district that maybe folks aren't privy to. So regulating reservoir, what does that mean? And so there's an image along with a word. And so our students and our visitors can learn a little bit more about the district in that way. Our second touchscreen features a safety quiz, which is a lot of fun. We got to incorporate Dexter Duck, which is our district mascot. And so that's a fun one as well.
And that's presented almost like a video game-ish kind of thing that kids might play today. Is that right?
Exactly. There's a countdown and you get to see how many you get right and get wrong and hone in on your safety skills.
Very cool.
Another exciting component of our Mobile Education Center is our interactive full service territory map. This will show our electric service territory, our irrigation service territory. You can click a button and it'll light up all of our generation facilities and our waterways. So it's an exciting opportunity for our visitors to see just how vast our service territory is.
Very cool. Are there like hands-on activities inside the trailer? What can our students and family members expect there?
Yeah, that was a really important component for us when we were redesigning the trailer, is to make sure that they were interactive. So things that our visitors can kind of touch and feel. And so we have a wind turbine and a solar panel, as well as a hand crank. So individuals can come in and turn these devices and see how much power is generated from their efforts. Along with interactive components about our energy generation, we have energy efficiency tips that our visitors can go in and test their knowledge on energy efficiency and learn some new tips on how to be more efficient at the home.
Very good. And the renovation is so fresh, in fact, that it's only been out to a couple of community events so far. Where has the Mobile Education Center been, and what are some of the upcoming events where people can check out the trailer?
The Mobile Education Center's maiden voyage was at the Apricot Fiesta in Patterson. We'll be taking it out to Turlock Third Thursday event on August 17th at the Turlock Sports Complex, and we'll also be at the Denier Farm and Family Festival in September.
All right. So what are some other ways that TID is involved in schools?
2 other programs we have are Salmonids in the Classroom and the Tinker Education Program. Salmonids in the Classroom is a program that's run by TID's aquatic biologist, Pat Maloney. Pat partners with various K-12 grade classrooms around our service area. He partners with approximately 30 classrooms each year, and these classrooms get a fish tank to help raise juvenile salmon and learn about the fish cycle. This program runs between October to April. And then once the salmons reach a certain stage, Pat and the classes release the salmon into the river. Pat also gives about 15 other classroom lectures throughout the year, but they're not full participants of the program. We also partner with Tinker Education, which provides energy and water efficiency learning kits for the classroom. These kits include a rain gauge, LED light bulbs, faucet aerator, a night light, and a toilet leak detector. These kits are really great because the students get to bring them back to their home, and they get to share what they learned in the classroom and also share some energy efficiency tips with their family. These kits are provided to students, and there's a curriculum portal for teachers to help them incorporate the lessons into their curriculum. The curriculum is actually created by teachers, so we know that the curriculum that is on the portal is matching the information that the teachers are providing in the classroom as well. One really nice addition that's been made recently is that the portal is available online for students at the home, so that provides virtual learning access. And all of this is provided by TID. So Tinker provides the kits, but TID pays for it for our students.
Yeah, what a great resource. TID also organizes a pretty cool resource for teachers and educators specifically. Would you tell our listeners about our educator tour?
As TID is always looking for ways to enhance and grow our education program, we launched an educator tour. And this was an opportunity for us to build a relationship with our local school districts. So in 2022, we partnered with Turlock Unified School District and offered the opportunity to have educators come on a tour with the Communications Division. And we brought them out into the field, into our various facilities to learn a little bit more about our operations. They can get an inside look at our operations and then connect real life examples in the classroom. So as I shared, in 2022, we gave a tour to our 5th grade teachers from Turlock Unified School District. We took them on a tour of Don Pedro, LaGrange. We went to a regulating reservoir and also our Walnut Energy Center. Again, this is for us to look at providing them with information on what's happening in their own backyard, and then they can plug that into what they're teaching their students in the classroom. So that could range from sharing about the various waterways, having our students look at the canals as they're driving to school, but how does that water get to the fields? And how does that start from up in the river and all the way down to our growers? And why is that important? Also looking at sharing information about renewable energy, how it's generated, and then how it gets to their schools, student schools, and their homes. So really just an opportunity to connect the information that they're learning in the classroom from what's happening in their own backyard.
Right. And like you said, it's something that they can see when they're away from school, and then they have the reinforcement of that being part of the lesson in school. Very cool.
Absolutely.
How can interested school districts participate in the educator tour?
We're always looking for ways to continue partnering with school districts within our service territory. So we would invite anyone that's interested to go to our website for more information.
All right. So let's shift away now from the school environment and talk about resources for the community at large. How do TID's education programs benefit the wider community?
Community and being out in the community is incredibly important to TID. So we're always looking for ways to further engage with our customers and our community. We want to share our programs and our rebate opportunities. And so we're always looking for ways to do that. We attend approximately 40 events every year. These can include a booth. Sometimes we bring out our mobile education center. And we're really fortunate to have the support from our customer service reps. So if you see us out at a community event, more often than not, you're being greeted by our customer service reps. And so we're really fortunate to have that partnership as well.
And they are probably some of the people who know the most about the district. So it's always good to talk to them. Last year, TID even went so far as to host our own community event, which was the Celebration of Water and Power. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was a great opportunity for us to invite our community to our campus. We hosted it at the Turlock office, and we invited all of our departments, folks across the district, to host a booth. And so it was an opportunity for our employees to show off the incredible work that they do and share that with the community and their families as well. So we're really excited to host that again this year. That'll be on October 4th, once again at our Turlock office on Canal.
Okay, so keep watching for more information on the Celebration of Water and Power. And what about safety? It's a core value of the district. How does that play into our education program?
Safety plays a large role in our education program. We have a Swim for Free with TID program, and this is where the district sponsors community pools throughout our service territory, and it gives customers a safe place to swim during the hot summer months. We cover the entrance fee for all swimmers on designated Swim for Free days. We've just recently wrapped our Swim for Free days for the year, but we'll have the program back in 2024.
Great. And I understand there's a slightly different swim safety program that we're piloting in Patterson this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we were really fortunate to partner with the city of Patterson, and this is where we'll sponsor a water safety day for our Spanish-speaking youth in the city of Patterson. It'll include swimming and water education inside and outside the pool. So we're really excited to see how that program rolls out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Videos are also a big part of our safety program in helping us communicate that safety messaging. Tell us about some of those videos.
We have our Water and Power safety videos. These feature Dexter Duck, who's the main ambassador of our safety program. We're currently in the process of updating these, but these are targeted at children, teaching them about electrical and water and swim safety. We also get to feature Dexter Duck on coloring books that we provide out into the community, and those focus on some safety messages as well.
Great. So those videos specifically are for kids. What videos do we have in the safety realm that are targeted for adults?
We have a first responder video, which was developed to help educate police and fire about the dangers of electrical infrastructure. These will focus on what to do or what not to do when working on a fire, on our power poles, or a car accident involving our equipment.
And with that first responder video, we had invited our first responders in the community to come in, screen the video with us, and then have further conversation about how to respond in those sorts of critical situations where there might be live electricity. And then further, the first responders can use that video as they bring new people onto their squads and continue that training.
We also have a grower digging safety video, and these were developed to help growers and heavy equipment operators know what to do if their equipment comes in contact with our electrical equipment. We often use these videos throughout our National Safe Digging Month, which is in April, and our Electrical Safety Month in May.
There's another video that's really important for anyone who drives a car to watch. Tell us about the car versus pole video.
Yeah, this is a great one. So unfortunately, we know that there are many vehicle collisions with our power poles each year, and these can be so dangerous with live electricity. This video gives a step-by-step instruction on how to safely get out of your vehicle and avoid electric shock when your car comes into contact with power poles or lines. All these videos are available on our website as well as our YouTube account, TID Water Power. We also post on social media throughout the year.
Okay, so switching from videos to books, TID also has a library book donation program. Tell us about that.
This is another recent addition to our education program. We worked with Stanislaus County Library to identify books that we could donate to local libraries within our service territory. Currently, we donate to 6 locations, and these books focus on water, power, sustainability, safety. We've donated 2 books so far, and those books are Discover It Yourself, Energy and Power, and the most recent book is Energy Island. Energy Island is about how a small town uses wind turbines to power their city. We encourage our community to go out and visit their local library and look for those books.
Right on. So you mentioned the educator tour earlier. Is there anything similar that TID does for the public at large as far as giving them the opportunity to see inside some of our facilities and learn more about the operations of TID?
We recently launched our TID Operations and Facilities Tour video. This is a virtual tour that gives viewers access into our operations and gets a little insight into the work that our dedicated employees are doing every day. As you can imagine, we receive requests to give tours to schools, to the general public, companies, and legislators. And this can be difficult because it takes a lot of time to get our way through our service territory. So this video gave us an opportunity to give everyone really access into what goes on at TID. It's a 64-minute video that gives viewers an inside look across the district. There's 19 stops. These stops include Don Pedro, LaGrange, Substation, our canal system, and more. The video features tour guides, and these are the individuals that are actually working on the operations or at the facilities.
You mentioned that the video was just over an hour long. If we were to lead a tour that covered all of the stops featured in the video tour, how long would that take us?
A system tour takes nearly a full day because of our service territory size. But in addition to that, many of our facilities are high security facilities. So the video tour really is the only way most of our customers and actually some of our employees will have the opportunity to see inside these facilities.
Awesome. And we'll put a link to the TID Operations and Facilities tour video in our show notes so others can check that out as well. What other opportunities are available to TID customers?
A new program that we were really excited about is our TID Customer Academy. We launched this in 2022 as a way to give customers an in-depth look at our operations. Customers often flip on the lights and they can see the water flowing from our canals, but they don't really know how TID makes that happen. And so this was an opportunity for us to develop curriculum for interested customers to learn about how we do what we do.
And what's the structure of the Customer Academy? What does the schedule look like?
The program consists of 5 days. There's 4 sessions in the evening and 1 day-long tour, which is a really exciting component of the program because these participants get an inside look at some of our facilities. Interested customers can apply to be part of the program. The number of participants is limited because we have some limitations on the capacity for the tour.
So we first held Customer Academy in 2022 and then offered it again this last spring. What was some of the learning that we did from year to year?
We developed the program and we weren't even sure that people would be interested. And so that was kind of the first learning opportunity, was the fact that people did want to learn more about their community-owned utilities. So we're very pleased that we had interest in year 1. Because we had such success in the first year, we were able to double the size of the group for year 2. We're anticipating a 2024 class in the spring, and we'll have more information about that available early 2024.
All right. I'm going to sneak in another opportunity to brag on my people and say that the Customer Academy has been so well received, and it's been so rewarding to see how much our customers are enjoying the program and how excited they are by what they're learning about the district. And Lisa, I want to commend you on that because this program was your project from start to finish. So congratulations on such a successful program.
Thank you. It's a really great program, but it wouldn't be possible without our subject matter experts giving their expertise and their time to this program.
What are some of the other opportunities that customers have to learn about how TID operates and about upcoming projects going on at the district?
We always look forward to opportunities to share about the programs and projects that we're working on. We offer presentations for organizations and service groups and other industry groups. This is another component of how communications receives requests, and then we reach out to subject matter experts on various topics for different presentations. These groups, these service groups and industry groups are really important for us as a community-owned utility. We know it's so important to share what's happening within the district with our community. Sometimes we might be presenting on a specific topic, or we might be giving updates on some important issues. Some examples that people might remember are the Worth Your Fight campaign that happened a few years ago. Water rights is really important to us, and then also a new project that's in the works that people might have heard of as our Project Nexus.
What about presentations for industry associations or other groups within either the water or power industries?
Yeah, well, we have some brilliant minds here at the district, and so we often get requests to have folks talk about different things that are happening here. These are people that might be more knowledgeable with our industry, but our operations are completely different. For example, TID's irrigation system is gravity fed, which is very unique. So we often get called on to talk about how we are maximizing our operations. We've had contingents from all over the world come to visit various parts of our system to better understand our operations.
And where have some of these groups come from?
They've come from Romania, Scotland, Italy, just to name a few.
It's definitely an international crew for sure. But it's great because our TID employees are subject matter experts in their field, and we're excited to share the cutting edge work that we're doing here. In addition to that, at times our subject matter experts will host presentations or serve as panelists or speakers at industry meetings or conferences. We participate in webinars and a lot more. So, Lisa, we typically like to end our podcast with a look to the future and what's to come. Where do you envision education programs at TID going?
We hope to continue to develop new programs, but also enhance the programs that we currently have. It's important to note that while we're highlighting education programs today, everything that we do has some sort of educational component. From the publications that we produce, this podcast, everything that we do is intended to inform and educate our community and customer base. I think there's a lot of opportunity for additional community outreach, for our community to have a better understanding of what we do, why we do it, and how it impacts their lives every day.
Truly, because everything that comes out of the communications division in some way or another is meant to educate or inform our customers and our community. So there's lots of room for expansion.
It's an exciting time. We have a lot of really great resources available to our community already. I just think there's also opportunity for us to grow and have our community have a better idea of the work that we do. Whether it's our teachers utilizing our Tinker education program and providing the kits to their students, to how we highlight our rebates and educate our customers on how they can save money on their monthly bill. These are all ways that we want to partner and be a resource to our customers. We have a lot of resources available on our website, and we encourage those who are interested to take a look.
Very good. And one more time, that website is TID.org. And as Lisa mentioned, we invite you to check out all the resources available. Lisa, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to the TID Water and Power Podcast. You can find TID on Facebook at facebook.com/TurlockID, on Instagram and Twitter at TurlockID, and on LinkedIn as the Turlock Irrigation District. I'm your host, Constance Anderson. We'll see you again next time.